Letters written from Camp Westerbork, 10th July, 1943. One is certain only of death. Jewish proverb. 1944. Polizeiliches Judendurchgangslager. Camp Westerbork, Drenthe Province, 130 kilometers north of Amsterdam. Occupied Netherlands. Former Jewish refugee camp, now under the control of the SS security police and SD. After their arrest on that hot day in the first week of August, they are confined in the cellar of the SD headquarters in the Uterpestraat, before being transported to the House of Detention 1 in the Kleine Gardmanplantsoen. There they spend 2 terrible nights suffering from the stench of a polluted canal, before being taken to Central Station under a Dutch police guard and boarded onto a scruffy passenger train with the shades closed and the windows nailed shut. The train bumps down the tracks of the Staatsline C with the carloads of other captive Jews, branching off at Hooghalle to the final leg of track leading to the so-called Polizeiliches Judendurchgangslager, the Jewish transit camp isolated in the mosquito-infested moorland of Drenthe Province. This is Camp Westerbork, a barbed wire enclosure of more than 100 barracks. Once it had been a refugee camp for young, unmarried German Jews pouring over the border to escape their fatherland. But when the Nazi occupation began, the SS were delighted to find that such a facility had so conveniently been established for them in the Dutch lowlands. And with only a few alterations in the amenities, such as the electrification of the fencing, they transformed the camp from a refuge into a prison. In a large hall filled with the clatter of typewriters, the Franks wait in one of many long queues. They have, at the moment, lost track of the Van Pelses and Pfeffer, but the family is still together. Anne notices that after so long in hiding, their skin has turned as white as bleached flour from lack of sunlight. They have become living ghosts. "Mother," Margot suddenly announces, "you're shivering." And so she is. Both Margot and Pim move to comfort her, but Edith takes a step away. "Please don't," is all she can squeeze from her lips as she hugs herself, quaking, eyes boring into nothing. But she does not resist when Pim alone takes her into his embrace, and Anne is struck by a bolt of guilt. To see her mother so far from comfort, untouchable by her daughters. She cannot help but feel that she is responsible. How many times did Mummy try to get close to her? And how many times did Anne shove her away? Their assignment vouchers are clear. The place where all 8 of them are billeted is a barracks with its own barbed wire enclosure, because all Jewish Onderduikers are interred in the camp within the camp, the so-called S block. S for Strafe, the punishment barracks. Punishment for the crime of having tried to save themselves by going into hiding. Because, of course, in the eyes of the Großdeutsches Reich, Onderduiker Jews are criminal Jews. Criminal Jews are forced to wear red patches on their dungarees and rough wooden clogs instead of shoes. They are assigned to the dirtiest work details. Men have their heads shaved and dig latrines in labor commandos, while women are sent to Section 12 to salvage depleted batteries, splitting them with a mallet and chisel. The battery tar sticks to Anne's skin. The carbon bars turn her fingers a muddy red color. Everyone chokes on the chemical dust. The coughing is like an underrhythm to their work. But at least there are people to talk to and jokes to tell. Sand blows everywhere, driven by the moorland winds. It grits her teeth, and the mosquitoes leave welts the size of pennies. But the air is fresh and the sunlight unrationed. It is livable. Except for Tuesdays. There is a long, straight road that bisects Camp Westerbork, the only paved road in the flat mud plain. The Jews call it the Boulevard de Misère, because of the stretch of graveled railbed that runs beside it.